Good morning, children. Today I am going to continue from the lesson The Story Village Palampur, that is the factors of production. If we want to continue with any production of goods, then we need the four factors. Among them, the land is the first factor. As in the Palampur, the village the land is fixed. Land area under cultivation is practically fixed. It means we cannot increase the area for cultivation, though people living in Palampur have brought the land, wasteland, under cultivation. And the people, those are working in this agriculture, are most of the farmers, and that they constitute 70% population engaged in farming. And the units, hectares, biga, gintha, are the standard units of measuring the land, and most common is the hectare, but in the rural areas people use common words biga and gintha to measure the lands. Now next topic is there a way one can grow more than from the same land? Yes, the farmers living in Palampur, they grow either 2 crops or 3 crops on the same land in a particular year, and there are different ways. First one is the multiple cropping. What does it mean? It means to grow more than one crop on a piece of land during the year. For example, in the Kharif season, that is also known as a rainy season, they grow jowar and bajra, which they use as a cattle feed. And second, in the month of October and December, they grow potato. And in the third season, that is Rabi or winter season, they grow wheat, an important crop. But a part of the land area is used for cultivation of sugarcane. That because the sugarcane is the crop which takes a year to grow. So in some part they grow the sugarcane. Now how it is possible these farmers are able to grow 3 crops in a year? Then second method is well developed system of irrigation. Here, and the total land area in this village Palampur is 200 hectares of land is irrigated. Now here what they do in this village, it means the electricity, we have already read that most of the houses are having electric connections, and the electricity part they use to run the tube wells. With the availability of electricity, they are easy to irrigate their field with the help of tube wells. Though in the earlier period they were using the Persian wheels. Now they have replaced those Persian wheels with the electric tube wells. Initially the government installed these tube wells. Later on private owners, they also installed their own tube wells. So they are able to cultivate the land with the help of these irrigation facilities. But these facilities are only available in the areas where the easy to construct the canals. For example, in the riverine plains and in the deltic regions, coastal regions of our country, but it is not helpful in the delta plateau, in the Deccan plateau region, because in the plateau region the soil is or the land is made up of which rocks? Igneous and metamorphic rocks. So rugged terrain and not easy for us to construct the canals. So irrigation facilities are very limited to the riverine plains and coastal regions. The third method is the modern farming methods. So farmers, they use modern farming methods. That includes the introduction of green revolution in the late 1960s. Before, till the early 1960s, they were using the traditional seeds with which in return had low output. But with the introduction of green revolution, their production has increased. What does it mean, green revolution? It includes use of HYV seeds, high yielding variety of seeds. Second is chemical fertilizers, pesticides, and irrigation facilities. Now who used this first? Farmers of Punjab, Haryana and western Uttar Pradesh were the first to use modern farming methods. And some of these farmers have bought farm machineries, for example tractors and threshers, which enabled them to in the process of plowing as well as harvesting. And as a result, the yield per hectare increased from 1300 kg to 3200 kg. Means with the traditional seeds they were able to grow from the same land 1300. Now with this green revolution HYV seeds they are able to grow 3200 kg of wheat or crops. Now what they do with the surplus now, it means this green revolution has helped us to maintain the food security, to feed the people at the time of the natural calamities, plus the surplus they sell in the nearby markets and earn lot of income, help to increase the standard of living, per capita income. So these are the merits of the green revolution. But will the land sustain? Means farmers in the village Palampur are able to use the land for themselves as well as for the future generation, because this revolution, green revolution, has some demerits. What are those? Loss of soil fertility, depletion of water table. So what happens with the electric tube wells? They are extracting the water which lowers the water table. Third is chemical fertilizers may escape from the soil and pollute the groundwater, lakes and rivers. And the last is continuous use of chemical fertilizers has led to degradation of soil health. So these are the demerits of the green revolution. But how is this land in the village of Palampur is distributed among the farmers of Palampur? As we have read, there are total how many families? 450 families. Out of these 450 families, 150 families are landless and 240 families cultivate small plots of land less than 2 hectares, and the rest 60 families cultivate more than 2 hectares of land, and a few of them have land extending over 10 hectares or more. So this was the first factor that helps in the organization of production in the field of farming in the village Palampur. And the next factor is the labor, which I will be discussing in the next